Greetings, Sacred One. I'm burning some cinnamon for you. I hope you don't mind. It's just some beautiful cinnamon, a cinnamon stick, and you can see it's just, it's so pretty. Isn't it pretty? I just love looking at the coals, looking at the beautiful way it burns. And then look at this one. It just looks like, I don't know, almost like an elephant foot, doesn't it? You know, its art is in the eye of the beholder, but it's also a sacred gate portal. Yes. What an interesting time to be alive. And this collective reading for you is one to bring you into alignment with your higher self and just nurture those energies that need to be here for this time, in this video to support you. So we all need support. We all need love. We all need nurturing, upliftment. You know, there's so much of this other energy around the world that wants to almost suck our energy, suck our focus, suck our consciousness. And it takes a lot of concerted energy to bring yourself back into the moment and say, I'm okay. You know, I want to just be focused on who I am. Yes, all these great things and great channels and social platforms can be beneficial, you know, to the highest good of all sentient beings. But a lot of the time, it's like to distract us, you know, from our sense of being, our sense of consciousness and mindfulness. And when that happens, then we need to pull the handbrake. We need to say, stop. Stop what you're doing. Take a few deep breaths. Let's take our feet outside onto Pachamama, take our shoes off and allow the feet to kiss the earth. You know what? Kissing the earth and placing your hands on the bark of the trees is something so incredibly rewarding. Just sitting in your garden or sitting on your balcony and gazing at nature is rewarding. Looking at the way the trees sway in the wind is rewarding. Why is it rewarding? Because we are disconnecting from the chitter chatter and the little monkey brain that wants to go, but what if this and what if that? And all the insecurities and the pain and the angst and the anxiety and the incredible abyss of what ifs. You know, it doesn't end. Does it end? No, it doesn't. So bringing ourselves back into this present moment. How do we do that? You know, we can try flicking, we can try clapping, and then all of a sudden we're here through the senses. Or we can place our hands on our heart. We can feel our heartbeat, and we're like, wow. You can feel your heartbeat there. You can feel it on your wrist. You know, there are so many ways for us to bring ourselves back into this moment. And that's what I want you to do now. That's what I want you to do in this video is just be aligned. Be aligned for you, not for anybody else. And it's just about you in this moment. You are the page of Pentacles. You are the page of Pentacles. You are an individual that has got an incredible light. You love seeing the positivity in life. You're ambitious. You know, you've got a real beautiful diligence and you've got a great desire to accomplish things, to take yourself to the next level, to really assert yourself. And because you are this beautiful page of Pentacles, it's the earth element. There's an energy of earth coming up that wants you to remember that, yes, you are this bright spark for everybody else in their lives, but you are also that for yourself. You are an incredible being who also needs sometimes to just be loved. You also sometimes need that time to just recuperate, regenerate. So we understand from the occult and spiritual alignment, this is the card that resonates with new moon in earth signs. Okay, so the earth element of Pentacles, the direct message is a diligent student, a new practical idea, a grounded opportunity, and the initial steps towards a tangible goal. This is you. You're focused on your tangible steps to your goal. So this is great. This is great. This is phenomenal. All right, I think the camera is zooming in on the two different faces. It's like, I'm not too sure which face you want to zoom in on. All right, so it's a really, really great time to focus your energy. And this is what you're doing. I think from what we can understand from the 10 of Pentacles below you, it's a lot of earth signs. Okay, earth is all about grounding, but it's also about understanding that this is, you're at the end of a cycle. Okay, it's your legacy, it's your enduring wealth, your familiar prosperity, and the generational blessings of security and lasting abundance. This is the card that is beneath your reading right now. And I love the number 10. All right, the number 10 is we're at the end of something that was so hard to strive for, and now you're here and you're like, thank you, I'm here. And let's understand what your obstacle, what your challenge is, or what your lesson is in this moment, in this reading. And that would be the Six of Swords. So we do understand that this is a time for transition. It's also a time for new beginnings, changes, and quite possibly new love. That is what is challenging you here right now. Is you are the Page of Pentacles. You are being challenged. You are being offered this lesson of transition, movement, maybe moving from one house to another house, moving career-wise, possibly. There is a transition energy here with the Six of Swords, and it's swords is all about the air element. All right, we want to understand the depth of this Six of Swords. So we have a look a little bit deeper into the occult. It's Mercury. All right. The Six of Swords is indicative of Mercury, which is transition and movement. The direct meaning is a transition, moving away from a difficulty, a journey towards calmer waters. This is what you're doing. This is your lesson. All right. And the steady progression from turmoil to tranquil. Maybe an affirmation here is good for you. Okay. I journey forth with serene resolve, leaving behind all that no longer serves my highest good, and embracing a future of profound tranquility. That's a good one. All right, you beautiful Page of Pentacles, you. All right. You've got a young spirit. Wow, look at that card. Oof, power. You've got a young spirit. You've got a spirit that is focused on financial gain. You're focused on, just all the accounting, the debtors, the creditors. You know how to feed your family of everything that you've got. Plus you're saving. You've leveled yourself up in the world to become a court card, to become the Page of Pentacles, Page of Earth. And it is an incredible feat. Now, with this transition card coming up, you're thinking a lot about it. There's a lot happening. And I can see in your subconscious mind, you've got the sun. All right. Super, super powerful, super radiant energy, super incredible. This is an energy that wants to bring pleasure, brings rebirth and light into your life. Now, where this card is situated right now is in your subconscious realm. So understand that when the power of the sun goes into your subconscious, illuminates your dreams, then you know that you're in alignment and your heart is in alignment and everything is in just beautiful synchronicity with the universal law of cause and effect. Right now, you might be feeling the grand web of life, the grand spider, the grand mother spider, sister spider, grandmother spider, weaving everybody into place to help you and for you to help them, other people. And when we understand the message of the incredible spider, we understand that she's weaving you to become an illuminated, a luminary of sunlight, of stellar presence. And it's happening already in your subconscious realm. You are dreaming bigger than you did before. It's truly powerful. Okay, we've got the Five of Cups in your past. And this is indicative of heartache, sorrow, but it's more sorrow. It's a bit of sadness. It's to do with the emotions. It's to do with cups. It's to do with water. It's a sensation of, I'm getting a lot of knowledge and insight into this, but I'm also feeling this incredible sadness. And what am I to do with this? Because it's reversed, you are also in your past. You had this lesson of acceptance, finding peace, and apathy was something that you needed to integrate into your life. And because you did that, you are now the Page of Pentacles. You are now this individual who's young at heart, career-driven, diligent, desires beautiful things for themselves and others that they love in their lives. So from what I can see here with this beautiful first major arcana tarot for you, you are no longer allowing yourself to hide away. You are bringing out the aspect of yourself that you need to heal, to transmute, to metamorphosize into a new reality. Right, let's have a look at your Your higher self. What is your higher self telling you? And right now, your higher self is telling you with the Four of Swords, it's time to just rest a little bit. It's a time and a period in your life where you need to relax, but there's a sensation here because it's reversed. There's a standstill energy. There's an energy around you that's almost like it's a pause, but it's not a pleasant pause. It's a feeling of why do I feel excluded from certain aspects in my life? So and parties and work celebrations and family celebrations. So we understand that this is difficulties, all right? We understand that this is what you are experiencing. Your higher self is asking you to look at this time as not a curse, as not a time where you need to, like a time of sorrows completely. No, this is a time for you to harness this energy, write about it, share with somebody that you have, a spiritual mentor, a spiritual being who will listen with complete compassion, unadulterated, no judgment, and they will just hold space for you through Reiki healing, through love, divine light, divine consciousness, divine whatever it is, whatever you resonate with, allow them to be that for you. And if you don't trust humanity anymore and you only trust animals, do that. Allow yourself to be with your canine, your feline, your avian, whoever it is, and just talk to them. Be honest. And if you don't have any of that, light a candle, burn a little bit of incense. You don't even have to burn incense if you don't have incense. You've got some cinnamon, you've got whatever you've got. And you're offering yourself a time, a moment to just pause and realize, why is it that at this present time I'm experiencing these difficulties, yet I want to be illuminated like the sun? There's always a lesson in heartache and in hardships. There was a time in my life when my mom and I was renting a cottage for my mom on the property of my boyfriend. And we were dating for 3.5 years. And his friends invited me over for some tea, and they said, I've got to find a place for my mother. And I said, what do you mean? And they said, no, she's just, she's not great for my ex-partner's well-being. And I thought to myself, what is this? Where does this come from? And why didn't he address it with me? We had flown over to Turkey. We had this amazing 2-week holiday. Not once did he bring it up or talk to me about it. And I thought, all right, no, it's fine. It's all good. So I went back to the house, his house. And I said, look, your friends have brought up something, and yes, but maybe they're overreacting. So I said, look, it's a package deal. And these are my hardships. I'm sharing with you my hardships. Lo and behold, I was guided and gifted an opportunity to look after a farm before it was sold and the landowners moved over to France. And that was for 7 months. So I said to that partner at that time, I said, you've lost me and you've lost my mom, and that's fine. And there were tears and manipulation, most people, when they're going to lose something great. Even me, didn't see it coming. I said, it's all good. But what happens in hardships are the lessons that bring us into ourselves. I was homeless. I didn't have a piece of furniture. My mom, at her age, she didn't have anything either. She was just kicked out of her home, her partner as well. She was in a bit of a tiz with PTSD from that about 9 months before this happened. So the energy and the karma that was building up, we needed to attend to it and face it head on. And we did. And it was beautiful. So this hardship, it's almost like difficulties that your higher self is saying that you're going through, and maybe it's almost like bringing them out and resurfacing them, like bringing them up to the surface. It's asking you to recognize the strength that you have become. And the Hierophant is significant now. This is the second major arcana card for you. This is speaking about your possible future. Understanding that you deserve a little bit of traditional, ritualistic integrity, but some spiritual aspect of you that is going to lift you and elevate you. The only reason why we go through difficulties is so that we can grow. And through our growth, we develop compassion, we develop wisdom, we develop a way to shadow journal with ourselves because we are accepting and forgiving, accepting and forgiving, accepting and forgiving, to the point where I love my ex, forgiven my ex, forgiven myself, forgiven my mom, forgiven everybody involved, to the point where I'm present here. No more saying, oh, it's your fault, oh, it's your fault. No, I am the divine, sacred architect of my own life. I manifested everything to teach me something or to help me to discover my strength, as opposed to being codependent on anybody else. Become codependent on Creator, on Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. Isn't that better? There is always a symbiosis with Mother Gaia, and there's always a symbiosis with all nature. There's a give and a take. There's a sacrifice and a receiving. There's an offering and a receiving. There's something. But with humanity, there's a sickness at the core of humanity in their hearts. From childhood, being the damaged empath, becoming the narcissist, not my problem, not my issue. And these people that have not healed and they refuse to go for shadow work, or they refuse to face their shadows, they become toxic to the rest of humanity and sentient life. Okay, you beautiful Hierophant. This is a really good card, okay? I want to go into the occult and the spiritual of this beautiful card, especially when it comes to the sun, especially when it comes to the Hierophant. There is an energy that is calling you, awakening you. And the planetary alignment here is Taurus. So if you have Taurus in your natal charts, it's tradition, values, but it's also Venus because it's tradition and values. So it's Taurus and Venus, the beautiful Venus energy driving Taurus. But that love, that unconditional love, it's a sensation of, okay, direct meaning, the venerable guardian of tradition, established wisdom, spiritual guidance, and the pursuit of conventional learning and sacred rites. I want you to align with this. And the way that I align with certain things and frequencies and vibrations is that I start doing positive affirmations. To the point, and I keep changing the positive affirmations because when it's just stuck here and it's not moving here, I change it. I like to make them rhyme. So I play with them. I love poetry. Check out my blogs on www.unitysoulallign.com, and you can read some of my poetry there. There's one piece that I've put there so far. It's a new website, Peace, Love, and Happiness. I have loads of poetry, but yes, I'll get there. There's an essence here that it's almost communicating to you, and it wants you to listen. So if you don't mind listening, maybe repeating, maybe placing your hands on your heart and just repeat after me. Do you mind? Okay. Oh, I am a discerning seeker of truth, honoring the wisdom of ages whilst forging my own authentic path of spiritual understanding. Boom. That's just like mic drop moment. That's like power. So just pause, go back, listen to that again, write it down. Save this video if you are a paid YouTube premium subscriber. There is a lot happening here. It's lifting you up, it's elevating you, it's asking you to recognize that you are this incredible page of Pentacles. You've got the sun that is illuminating your consciousness, your subconscious as well. This is a time for you to understand that everything that's happening for you is for your highest good. It's for your highest good. All right. May not feel that way when we're going through it. I remember sitting on that bucky, which is like a pickup truck. And all my possessions were at the back of the pickup truck, the bucky. And my mother was sitting in front with the farmer's husband. Well, he was the farmer, and then the wife, yeah. But and it was open at the back, and I just thought, for the next 2 hours, to the farm, I was just gonna just disconnect. And I kept on doing the Ho'oponopono prayer at the back, and I focused it on everybody at the house. I focused it on myself, focused it on the whole situation. And I sent so much Reiki love and healing to everybody. The words that were spoken out of hatred and anger and grotesque mutilation of the spirit to my mother, to me later when I decided never to come back. It's just send so much love to those beings, because that's all we can do. We cannot rescue anybody, and no one can rescue us. It is pretty much like what many of the sages say, pick up that tool and continue the path in the footprints or in the footsteps. Do not follow blindly. Do not be a sheep. Focus on the teachings, the philosophies, the words, the essence of the teachings, but make it your own. Make it your own in a way that it makes sense to you. Many people go to certain studies, whether it's witchcraft, whether it's sorcery, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Islam. They study. They are studying somebody else's old grimoire. They are studying somebody else's old biblical text or old Quran or whatever it is. And I love all of them. I love all religions. I love all faiths. I do. I love Hinduism, Hare Krishna movement. I love Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Buddhism. I think I mentioned Buddhism. I love Buddhism. And I love Christianity, Islam, all of them. And I feel that in a world where we can become almost like omniists, where we can just incorporate all of them, we do not need to knock anybody. And that way we can accept one another, we can love one another unconditionally and unadulterated, and truly walk with compassion and truly act with compassion. And that is where this card speaks to me about you, because you are the Three of Pentacles. This is how you see yourself in this reading. You are an individual that you love working with other individuals that are bright sparks, beautifully illuminated. They use their intuition. They are psychically evolved. Maybe their heart chakras are open and you're just like, wow, look at this beautiful being. I just want to work with them. I want to work with them because I want them to share with me, and I want to share with them positive things. Teamwork and collaboration. That is what this is. And you are that. You love working with the collective to uplift the collective. You are an individual that doesn't shy away from a period where we need to get deep and go deeper than we've gone before, and truly evolve and metamorphosize ourselves. Remember this. I do not blame anyone in my past for my actions, for what happened to me. This is very important. Why do I do that? Because I'm taking my power back. I'm saying, no. I'm not going to give you my power. No. Yes, it happened to me, but it didn't create who I am. It helped me to develop tools to deal with what was happening. The miracle of life is that we have an endless, infinite amount of choices and opportunities. We will get huge signals and messages from our guides and visions, and things will happen. We'll trip, we'll fall, we'll have an accident, something will happen, we'll have a heart attack, a stroke. These are the epitomes of stop, hold on, something's happening, listen. And when you don't listen, that's when the next knock comes, and the next knock comes, and the next knock comes. So aligning your heart with whoever you believe is your creator or your higher self, whatever you believe, align your heart with that which is the unfathomable. It doesn't even have a name. No word. I mean, many cultures and religions have tried to name it, but it doesn't encompass everything that it is. That's why in some religions there's 99 names for that particular creative being. Others see you as the King of Wands. Now this is fascinating, because the King of Wands is all about security, warmth, strength, but there's an element of fire energy that comes from the essence of your consciousness. And I want to understand a little bit more about this and help you to understand how people see you. This is Jupiter. So you are a being that is larger than life, in your essence. And maybe you're a little bit larger than others, It's part of your expansion. It's a part of who you are. It may be your mind, you are this expanded version of yourself, but your creativity is off the charts. You are a creative individual that gets stifled and crumpled, and you need to feel like you can be the boss, or you can be the creative boss at least, and your initiative, your creativity, your sensitivity, all of those are being harnessed for your highest good and for the highest good of others. The teamwork, all right? This card also speaks about visionary leadership. You are a visionary leader. You inspire authority. You're also a creative master and the potent embodiment of passion, drive, and entrepreneurial spirit. This is how others see you. So if you haven't heard that today, just let that sink in. That is how others see you. May not be everybody, but it's what's coming up in this reading right now for you. This is a time for you to acknowledge that yes, life is painful, life is pleasurable, life is sad, life is happy, life is love, life is hate. Life has got all these polarities. Doesn't mean that it's one or the other. No, we are multifaceted with so many aspects to us. And the more we live in gratitude, we are synchronizing with the harmonious flow of miracles. We realize when we look up, when we look down, when we look to the left, to the right, wherever, everything is creation. Yes, there are forces that are trying to temper it and almost like keep it in flux, More pressure, the more something beautiful is going to create from it, More pressure on the coal over millions of years is going to create beautiful diamonds, More pressure on something, you're becoming something so exquisite, so beautiful. I just want you to know, and I feel this very deeply, that you are an empath. You had a tough life. Life wasn't easy for you. Life wasn't easy for me, so I can understand this. You may have had a couple of good deals. You may have had a couple of good breaks. Just like me and just like everybody else, you had a point in your life where you're like, what is it? What is it that you're trying to show me? What is it that you're trying to teach me? And you're asking that, which is your consciousness, which is connecting to the observer, which is your spirit, your soul. And your soul is looking back at you and answering you through the divine presence and consciousness of Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Krishna consciousness, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't need a label, does it? If we need to label it, then somebody wants to make profit out of it, isn't it? We want to put this is going to get too much. All right. The Hanged Man is coming up for you. These are your hopes and these are your fears. All right. So you scared about changing your point of view, and it's another major arcana card. So I'm actually just going to read the sacred occult and spiritual meaning for this, because I want you to get the best out of this reading. I want you to, if I should go to sleep tonight and not wake up tomorrow, and my mom, I know she'll be taken care of by Creator, but if that happens, and this is our last session together, we don't know these things. Come on, I can't read for myself, no matter how much I try. If that should happen, I want you to understand that this card for you today, it means this, all right? The planetary alignment is Neptune. Neptune is all about surrender, sacrifice, and spirituality. You are fearful of this, but you are hopeful for this. The planet Neptune, and Neptune is doing quite a bit at this moment in this timeless reading. So whatever it's doing in your time, and at whenever you're watching this, so be it. Comment down below. The profound surrender, a unique perspective gained through sacrifice. I wanted to say silence. Sacrifice, enlightened suspension, and a period of profound re-evaluation. there's a lot happening, and maybe even my voice is a bit much. Maybe the voices of the radio presenters, the people in the supermarkets, and some people who are hearing impaired, they have a sign language that they use with their hands, and they read lips. And sometimes when I watch them, I think to myself, what would it be like? What would it be like to not be able to hear the noise, the chaos, the confusion, the mayhem? And thankfully, those of us who can hear, we've got places where we can go for a retreat to take ourselves away from that chaos. But what happens when, instead of hearing it, we're feeling it? Instead of seeing it, we are observing it with our inner consciousness, and we are still absorbing it through our skin. Our skin is an organ, people. It absorbs, it breathes, it opens up its pores, it closes its pores. The pores get blocked. Your skin is the biggest organ of this vessel that you're in, this avatar. Changing your point of view is going to liberate you. Affirmation. You ready? I love these affirmations. If you don't like them, I'm sorry. I love you. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of other YouTube content creators and tarot card readers, and I love you and I wish you well. All right. I surrender with grace to the transformative currents of life, embracing new perspectives and finding profound wisdom in release. All right, use it or lose it. It's your choice. Free will. Your outcome card. Ooh. With all of these major arcana cards, I'm just thinking to myself, who is this person? Who are you? All right, so I'd love for you to just share with me down in the comments down below. Just say, thank you, Spirit, Great Spirit, Creator, whatever you want to call it. Thank you, Spirit, for this reading. It resonated particularly with this card, that card, all the cards, the entire reading. And maybe just say, I am grateful for whatever you're grateful for. Comment down below. Then I'll know that you've reached this part in the video. Okay? And then I can share with you this incredible message of temperance. All right, so we've got the number 14. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but I squint sometimes when I'm looking because the light is bright. Okay, it's nighttime here. All right, planetary alignment. This is Sagittarius. Moderation, synthesis. Jupiter. The planet Jupiter. Wow. Okay. Direct meaning is harmonious equilibrium. This is the outcome of your reading. This is what you've been waiting for. This is the answer to all your questions. Serene patience and the alchemical blending of disparate elements into perfect balance. Feel how this makes you resonate with the frequencies of what you thought about in the beginning of this video, whether it's love, career, what's happening today, collective terror, what's happening in the planet. Think about how this is going to affect you and help you balance, harmony. It's all about the right timing and understanding that the universe has got a bigger plan, the multiverse has got a bigger plan. You do not need to stress, fret, set plans, make certain things, take action to help yourself, yes, but do not allow the inner narrative of fear, panic, anxiety to overrule your consciousness of pure trust, love, and hope. It's so easy for all of us to get caught up in the political games, the relationship games, the family games, the friend games, and okay, so that's how they treated me today. I'll get them next time. And we get caught up in these games and we forget who we are. and we start thinking, well, if X and X, they're doing this, this is maybe what I am. And it's not. It's triggering something inside of you that needs healing. It's triggering a moment, a reality, a time zone, an aspect of you that is crying for attention to be healed. And when you find the right moment, the right people, the right alignment, when your radio station is tuned into the creator, to the cosmos, to Mother Gaia, and you just feel that love coming up, it's nothing better. There's nothing better. You realize that you're exactly where you're meant to be at this right time, in this moment. And I'm burning this white sage, this beautiful white sage for you, because I want you to realize that no matter when you watch my videos, I'm always going to be here for you. Burning cinnamon, burning palo santo, burning white sage, burning incense on the altar, offering beautiful milk, cinnamon, honey, clove to all the beautiful saints, sages, heavenly beings, for you and for me, creating this sacred space. This is your sacred space, as much as it is mine. It is my great honor and privilege to be of service to you. Many people don't realize that. But yeah, as you know, this channel is not monetized. You can't even say thank you, not yet, for this video. But if you'd like to say thank you, in the description down below, there is a link to PayPal. And they've made it so easy now for PayPal for me to withdraw money. And it is a great time for you to celebrate your charitable heart if you would like to donate. And if you are in a situation where it's a little bit tough, donate your comment. I love reading your comments. And to me, it warms my heart. Okay. You are a sacred being. You are a sacred being. I love you. Till we meet again.